Hey there retro fans, welcome back here to RGF, and in today's video we are doing a review of a flashcard called Easy Parallel. This little device is to be used on our Nintendo DS and 3DS to load Nintendo DS games. This sample unit was sent to the channel by cincogames.com, which is a shop that has a lot of ezflash products, so check him out if you want. This shop is located in Europe, so all the shipping will be done from Europe. Now back to the review, let's look into the box and let's check out the look and feel of the flashcard itself. The packaging itself is very minimalistic. You get this nice red box with the branding of the product, and inside you get the flashcard. That's it, no instructions, no SD card, nothing. So you need to get your own SD card and download the firmware from the ezflash website, which is rather easy, but yeah, again, very minimalistic. The flashcard itself, on the other hand, looks quite premium. The look and feel is screaming quality. The transparent plastics, where you have a view of all the internal components, looks, yeah, premium. Having one of these guys in your hand feels very robust. The construction, the build-up quality looks very nice. So there's a positive aspect here on the ezflash Parallel. And now let's look at the specs mentioned on the website, the official website of ezflash. I will give you the highlights. So it states that it supports all Nintendo DS and 3DS models, which is a cool thing, so you don't have to worry about what DS and 3DS model do you have, so everything should work fine. Then it's driven by independent FPGA chip, which is interesting because I don't see any feature that actually uses or makes use of any FPGA technology. Maybe something for the future? We don't know. Power saving design, this is important, right? Because we are playing on the handheld, so you need to get most efficient way of saving battery to play more time without charging. Wood kernel maintained by ezflash team, so this is all the same for all ezflash products. It is maintained by community and is open source, compatible with community made wood skins. This is to change your UI, so the community can design new UI themes, so you can install on your ezflash. Support FAT32 4 gig until 32 gig. This is important, guys, because if you use a bigger SD card, there's a big chance that you start to have some, you know, stability issues. So I fully support ezflash here, and I have to mention, please use only up to 32 gig micro SD, just in case you have some stability issues. Cheat support, soft reset support, native support for anti-R boot without any flasher, right? And no time bomb. Time bomb is important because one of the most common flashcards for the DS is the R4, and the first versions of the R4 had time bomb, meaning after surpassing the time configured, you cannot use the SD card anymore, you have to trash it. So it was really, yeah, not good thing, but with the ezflash Parallel you should not have that problem. And now, should we go test some games? Yeah, let's test some games so I can highlight features that are working and some bugs that I already found. Now, let me mention what models are under test for this review. So, I have a Nintendo DS Lite, which is the one that supports Game Boy Advance cards as well. And I have a 3DS XL, not the new 3DS XL, but the 3DS XL. Yeah, Nintendo is very weird with the names. But yeah, those are the two devices I have here under test. So as soon as you enter the flashcard, you'll be greeted to this Japanese game that had the exploit that was explored by ezflash, and as soon as you start, you're greeted by the UI, the user interface of the Parallel, and you see that on the top screen you have your calendar, which is a common thing on the DS, And on the bottom screen then you have the file explorer, and here you can copy, start, delete, do whatever you want. The interesting thing is that you have the SD card, and then you have the second port, which is for the Game Boy Advance stuff. On the 3DS I cannot use the Game Boy Advance games, I cannot launch the Game Boy Advance games, and but they are recognized, so that's interesting. But again, the user interface is quite minimalistic and really easy to understand and use. For the sake of transparency, I have to say that I'm using the latest firmware available today when I'm making this video, of course, which is the firmware version 1.04. So this is important. I don't know, in the future maybe there will be some fixes, because on this video we're looking into what is working and what is not working, and what is not working today, maybe it's working tomorrow, so this is important to mention. So in terms of using games and launching games, I had no problems whatsoever. I installed a few of them, and newer games, older games, bigger ROMs, smaller ROMs, 3D games, 2D games, it didn't matter, everything worked fine. Of course, all the saves, everything will look like if you are using an official card from the Nintendo DS or 3DS, everything will work the same. And I also have to mention that my DS Lite is factory, there is no homebrew, nothing, but my 3DS XL has a homebrew custom firmware and it still works perfectly. So in terms of using the games, I didn't see any issues, the loading times were fast. It also depends on what SD card are you using, of course, but everything else, you know, it looked fine. I didn't find any problems on using the games. And now you're probably asking, wow, but if you have a custom firmware 3DS, why do you bother even to use a flash card? Well, there are two good reasons why you can use a flash card for your custom firmware device. First of all, because then you have two sources, you have two storages that you can use, which is cool. So you can split the space, or you could double the space that you have available. And the second of all is because if you have more than one system like I do, then you can, you know, use it on whatever systems that you have. One flash card to rule them all. Now let's talk about the bugs that I found. So if you close your system, if you close the clamp, you will find a weird audio stuck in the loop, so it doesn't put the game in a standby mode like an official game from the DS and 3DS. And but if you open it, it will be on the same position that it was, but it's annoying because one, it's still consuming power, and two, there is an audio loop that you can hear, which is very weird. So I hope they can fix this one soon enough.
Bye-bye. It's me, Mario. Bye-bye.
And the second bug that I found was exclusive to the DS Lite. As soon as you have a Game Boy Advance on your slot, or you put a Game Boy Advance and you try from the parallel UI to go to the port of the Game Boy Advance to play your Game Boy Advance, of course, it basically crashes your system. There's no way to recover, you need to reboot your console. So yeah, just pay attention to that. It's not hot swappable, let's say. Well, at least until now. And if you watch this video until now, you're probably asking, yeah, and what about prices? How much this ezflash parallel costs? So it depends. It can go from $25 to $30 or euros. It's more or less the same. It depends where you buy it. So yeah. And the competitor, the R4, costs around 10-11. So it's half the price of the parallel. And right now, in terms of features, they are basically the same. There are no big differences between the parallel and the R4. The parallel has a bit more, let's say, finesse. It offers a bit more premium look and feel than the R4, and as well, my guess is that the parallel in the future with FPGA will have new cool features and the R4 not. But right now, as the date I'm making this video, in terms of features, there are no differences between the parallel and the R4. So I will leave up to you guys to decide what is better for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. As usual, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, that helps a lot. And yeah, until the next video, take care and bye bye.